Hi guys, just wanted to upload a quick video just showing a problem that I found with my All Pond Solutions canister filter. This is an EF or 1000 EF, but I think there are various names for the same thing. I was doing a routine cleaning of the filter, cleaning out all the materials inside, and it sprung a leak. And when I put it back together, it seemed fine at first, but after a few hours I noticed there was a big puddle of water on the floor, and obviously the pump was leaking. Couldn't easily see where it was leaking from. There are rubber seals inside the filter, one of them which you can hopefully see there. But that was not probably my case. I checked that seal and I put some Vaseline on it to make sure that it slides in nicely, doesn't get damaged when it went in. But nevertheless, sealing those and sealing also the where the hose connects. There's a releasable hose connector here, which also you can see has some O-rings on there. So those also I made sure were nicely greased with Vaseline so they slide in easy. Those also were not the problem. So I was scratching my head about this thing, thinking I might have to buy a new pump, and decided that I'd have to strip it down, which is quite easy to do. At least they have made it so that you can get it apart by removing all the screws. So by releasing various screws on the top housing can be removed, and allows you to see what is going on inside the pump, it's generally quite nicely made in here. It's been thought out so that obviously you've got to keep the water away from the electrics. This has got mains going in here, so potentially quite dangerous if the water floods this thing. So what I was finding is that the whole of this interior tray here, which is sort of recessed into the top of the pump, this was filling up with water, and eventually the water would dribble out the end here, out of this notch, which is the lowest part, I think. So it would take some time before it leaked. So I put it up. When I put it back together, put it onto the tank, switched it on and everything. No sign of a leak, even half an hour later, nothing. But giving it a few hours or overnight, come back and there's a puddle underneath it. And the reason for that was that this tray down here collects water, and it takes a while for this tray to fill up. And when it fills up to this point is when it starts leaking out, and you see it. So you get a few hours whilst this is filling, before you see any sign of a leak, which makes it very difficult to figure out where the leak was coming from. So I after ruling out all of the O-ring seals and looking for other possible causes of a leak, what I did is I put the cover on, and luckily these clamps will actually clamp the top piece on even without the cover, which is nice. So I'm able to clamp the top on, put the hoses on and lift them up so that the whole pump is sealed, and then what I can do is fill up the system from up here. And I filled it up until the water level was right up here, so it's quite high above the pump itself, so it's putting pressure inside the pump, and obviously letting the air out through the pipes. So the pressure then with it under pressure and full of water like that, I could see that there was a dribble of water coming out from inside the pump. And it looked at first like it was coming from one of these seals, but that was not the case. The leak was in fact coming from the crack in the plastic. And you can see that I have hot melt glued that plastic now to try to seal that leak. And where it is between the outlet hose and the priming pump. This is the priming pump, which you push down with a return spring, and the crack had formed there, and little droplets of water were beading out of that and filling the bottom of this tray. So that's the repair that I've done, and since I did that, I repressurised it by filling the hoses again, same way, and it doesn't seem to leak. So I'm going to put this back on the tank now and fill it all up and see how it performs. But I think the problem with this probably is pushing down on this priming pump. You tend to it tends to be quite hard to get the air out, so you press down on this quite hard and, you know, pretty vigorously, and I think that's probably what's caused crack in there. So I think in future I won't use this priming pump. I'll prime it a different way, and avoid putting strain on this plastic, because the glue, I don't think is going to hold that well if I start pressing on that again. The pump is back on again and working. So now it's just a matter of waiting to see if we have any leaks. So everything looking good, UV lamp is on. Unfortunately, after waiting an hour or so, I found another leak had occurred. So it's a matter of stripping the pump down again to look for the source of the second leak. The second leak I found was coming out of this gap here, which can only be caused by the main O-ring sealing the pump body. If you do have trouble with that leaking, as I am having now with this pump, is to use some PTFE tape. This is plumber's tape. PTFE is very, very thin, and used in all kinds of plumbing sealing jobs. But I put about 3 layers of tape, wrapping it all the way around, nice and tightly. So this is the finishing off the tape. I mean, it's not self-adhesive, but it's it sort of sticks a little bit to itself. It just holds itself in place. So I've gone around now and I've put 2 layers of tape all the way around over the O-ring, and let's hope that that seals it. Next, the moment of truth. I fill the pump back up again with water and check for leaks. I left that on here just sitting for an hour or so. Doesn't look like level's gone down now, so that leak should be solved, hopefully. And indeed it was. Everything's back up and running normally again, thankfully. I hope that helps you to fix any leaks you might have in your canister filter. So that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching and enjoy your aquariums.